So just be proactive, that's all I'm saying really. And you know, we all want the show to go ahead and be the best it can be. Hey guys, Steve Bewley here on this beautiful morning. It's raining again. You know, it's just that theme of lovely summer rain in the UK, in the north, as we love it. And yes, I have another vlog for you today, and I'm driving to the office here. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about something which has kind of helped me on my way throughout my whole career. And that is kind of a twofold thing, and that's like A, never take a no for an answer, and B, becoming a master of solving problems. And what I mean about that is, for example, like on particular, like if it's a difficult day in the office, shall we say, and you know, you're working with a crew and there's kind of obstacles coming up and things are just not going to plan and whatever, and there's always, you know, that crops up from time to time, the attitude of, oh well, we'll just have to leave this part for today. And I've never ever, you know, never been one for wanting to just roll over and accept it. I would always be one for trying to figure out a solution, and I think that's put me in good stead, because then it helped me become accustomed to solving issues and solving problems. So and I mean, things never go straight forward, you know, all the time, as much as you plan. You know, there's always going to be issues in this particular job that crop up, but you know, never take a no for an answer when you're being told that, you know, this particular thing can't happen, or we can't do it this way, we can't do it that way. I would always try and figure out a way of actually executing what we're trying to execute. And you know, it can be a manner of things of like, oh, we can't rig it this way, or we can't rig it that way because of this and of that. And I'd always just trying to, you know, still do to this day, try and figure out a way of getting around the issue. And even if it means that for that particular day the show looks ever so slightly different, you know, something is in a different place that day, but you can work around it. And you know, as long as you've got a solid reason why, and if the client asks, you know, why is that in that position today, or why is that piece of kit not there, and then you explain this and why, but you've got an actual compromise. You've got to come back with a compromise and say, you know, this is the reason why it's like that, but we did this to get around the issue and compromise for it. And you know, your client will always look favourable on that, or artist or whoever, if you've actually come up with a solution to get around it. If you just simply roll over and say, oh well, you know, we couldn't do it today, you know, it's going to stir up a lot of other questions, and you know, well, why can't you do it? You know, kind of will come from your artist and things like that, and it's going to end up in heated conversations and whatnot. And you basically you want to head this off before it gets to like your production manager or something like that, because the production manager's job is there to he's there to deliver that show no matter what, and he's going to get hit with the same questions, or she for that matter. He's going to get hit with all the questions as well, so he's going to come in and ask you those questions, or she rather. That person, the production manager, is going to come in and say, you know, why can't we do this, why can't we do that, and blah 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 blah, and they're going to ask the reasons why. So I've always tried to head that off before it even got to that point, because it just saves a whole load of, you know, shit that isn't needed. And you know, if you become you know, if people look at you as kind of a master of solving problems, you know, I'm sure there's a better way to phrase this, but a master of solving problems, then that person, you know, the person, the production manager, the tour manager, is going to want to work with you again, because you're actually, they're they know that you can be left to your own devices and you don't have to be chased all of the time and things like that. Like, you know, the production manager doesn't want to have to chase you around just to get shit done. That's the last thing they need. You know, or, you know, to make sure something is right. So they will, you know, look favorably on you if you're proactive in trying to get these problems sorted before they've actually reached the production manager's door. But by all means, if there is an issue, you must keep the production manager up to speed on it. But that's again why I would always go with, here's the problem, but I've got this solution. Before, you know, and I would always do that before I address the production manager to the door, kind of thing. And you know, there's you know, I've worked with many crews over the years, and crew have got a difficult life, as in your lighting crew and things like that. And sometimes, I'm not saying all of them are like this, but you just have to watch out, because you know, sometimes they just want the easy road, and you just have to, you know, be the because you're essentially there to deliver the show. And if you can work around a solution, and I mean, you know, I'm not tarring everyone with the same brush here, but I've certainly been in situations where even down like riggers and things like this have refused to do certain things, but then I've sat down and worked something out and come up with a solution that best suits everything, and then we get the job done. So just be proactive, that's all I'm saying, really. And you know, we all want the show to go ahead and be the best it can be. And you've essentially designed a show a certain way, so you want to get as close to that every day as possible. I'm just trying to think of a story that of a past experience where, I mean, it was at a venue in Plymouth years ago. It wasn't a huge venue. It's Plymouth Pavilions in the UK, and I'm sure you won't. Some of you will know it. And there's sort of certain grid system in the roof, and we arrived there, and for one reason or another, I can't remember what it was, but the rigging plot was slightly off, and then the rigger refused to actually put the trusses in the roof because of certain the weight loadings and things like this, and what the roof could take in certain points of the roof. So at this point, the production manager was already involved, so you know, we had to come up with a solution, because this rigger was just refusing to do what we asked of him. So what I did was I just refused to say no, basically. I refused to accept that this was not going to go or get close to how we wanted it to be. And you know, I went into the production office, sat down with the plans, and actually just worked things out quickly, and went through every piece of every truss that was going to go in the air and everything, and looked at the weights and what we could actually drop off here and there to balance out the weights and get things in the right positions and whatnot. And it took me about an hour, but we've got the plans correct. I mean, we basically dropped some fixtures off here and here and there, and you know, and some bits of metal work and things like that, which went along with these fixtures, which, you know, as we started to minus off bits of kit I mean, they were essentially not show critical items, so they could be lost, but they, you know, they're still equally part of the show. So they came straight back the next day. But for this particular venue, it wasn't going to ruin my programming or anything like that. So I went through the plans and started to minus off some fixtures that we didn't need to have in the roof, and some, like I said, metal work and hanging pieces of set and things like this. So, you know, we just went through everything and quickly minused off, redid the plans there, consulted the rigger. The rigger was eventually happy that we could do this, and we got it up in the air. But you know, it was very hairy for a few moments, because there was a lot of people just, you know, scratching their heads saying, well, if the rigger says, and not looking at any alternatives. And as I say, luckily I was there, and we did have an operator on the show, but I was there anyway. And you know, I just quickly kind of did a mini redesign, and it worked, and we got the show on the road. And that's kind of just a quick story there about something that happened to us. But there's been many situations like that across the years. I mean, and the lovely part of this job is you'll come to find that venues as you go around the world, it would be amazing if every venue was purpose built, but they generally aren't, and they've been designed badly, or it's been something that has been adapted. So, for example, like the academies in the UK are kind of old bingo halls and dance halls and things like that. So they were not purpose built to have a lot of things hanging in the roof and all of that kind of thing. So you have to adapt, and you have to kind of plan around things as best you can, but then you also have to think on your feet a lot. And because you go in there with a problem solving attitude and not just, oh well, it won't fit today attitude, the more you do this, the more it's going to help your planning initially, because you're going to have experience in the problems that you're solving, and also it's going to help you design things better. It's going to help you plan for everything that you're going to do in your career going forward. And I can't stress this enough. It's a very good exercise to just problem solve and try and get around as many obstacles as you can, because it just teaches you so much. And I love doing it, and I thrive off it. And problem solving is something which I really love doing, and I always have. I'm kind of a bit of a nerd like that. I just love the problem solving nature of this particular job. And as you grow in your career and the shows are going to get bigger, the problems will increase in size. And the bigger the problem, essentially the more you can command for your services, so to speak. I think it was Elon Musk said, you will get paid in direct proportion to the problems that you solve in life, which is definitely true. I mean, look at the guys and girls who are at the top of this industry, where they're pulling off these stadium shows. I mean, like Super Bowl halftime, for example. That thing has to go on, come off even quicker in a matter of minutes, and you've got a stadium-sized show with thousands of people and all of these things. And those problems, those designs, those situations can command huge fees in this job. And you can make a lot of money in this industry. And as I said there, it's because you're solving the big problems and the big designs and things like that, where you can command these fees. So anyway, guys, another video for you there. I hope you got a little bit of value out of this, and check back for more vlogs and more videos on Mandylights U. We're recording frantically, so we're bringing you more and more each day, and we're trying to drop as much as we can. I'm sure you can appreciate it's a huge task trying to get everything that we want to get out there recorded and things like that, but we're getting through it. And you'll start to see more updates and things like that soon. So take care, guys, and I'll see you soon.